versus non-classical boxes in just a second. But first, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for your lovely comments and your questions. I absolutely love answering them. And I truly hope that you join me for the OPC summer camp that's coming up on June 1st and 2nd. If you're watching this after June 1st and 2nd, you can catch the replays of summer camp. But if you were watching before, I would love for you to go to opc.me/events and snag your spot. You can buy a la carte workshops and workouts, or you can get a day pass and save. We have 14 events, so 7 classes and 7 workshops with 14 teachers around the world. I am teaching ladder barrel workout, and yes, there will be a horseback on there. So it's probably the most fun place to do horseback, although for me, I prefer it on the reformer. So opc.me/events is where you can get your summer camp tickets. I want this to be the biggest Pilates event of the century, and that means I need your help. So please spread the word, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home. And again, there are replays if you cannot join us for the live event, but the live event is very fun. We have some amazing things planned for you. Okay, so horseback on the reformer can be done on a non-classical box. Let's talk about classical boxes versus non-classical boxes. So this is a classical box that I'm sitting on, and I think it's good to see like in proportion to a body, like the box itself. So you can see the height here. It's not really that tall. Okay, that's important. You don't want it to be too high because that actually is going to kind of change. Well, it's not going to it's called physics, I think, or at least math. Here's the deal. If the box is high, the strap is going to be hit you at a different angle in your body. The higher your strap goes on a riser, the higher it's going to go on your body. Guess what that means? Off in your shoulders. Why a lot of you don't like horseback. My strap is lower, my box is low. What does this mean? It means the strap is going to hit me at an angle that's going to help me with I'm going to actually engage my center first, which is really, really key. So if your box is really tall, know that, that is going to affect where the spring into the strap enters your center. If you have risers, just drop your riser. That's going to help things out. All right. The next thing about my box is its width. So width-wise, it's not super, super wide. A lot of non-classical boxes also get wider. And I do understand that like for different body types, that might actually be better. But the other thing is that for a lot of bodies, that means the box is going to be too wide to straddle, which is going to make it more complicated to be in the right position to engage all of the muscles. So you may want to, if you are a studio owner, you may want to have several types of boxes at your studio. That would be cool, so that people who need the wider box for their body can have it. But for horseback, a more narrower box this way to this way is an option. Okay, so that's something you want to know. So that's, I don't have measurements of non-classical boxes. Someday when we have a big studio that we're filming in, not my living room, maybe I'll have all these boxes to show you. Probably not. I don't want to store all those things, but the reality is that I do love a classical box. You can often purchase them. Some people are selling boxes. Maybe they don't use the reformer anymore. So you can put a classical box on a non-classical reformer. It's not going to affect things. So I highly recommend that. I've also seen people that I've mentored where they've actually just had a reupholsterer, like just to upholster, they chopped off the height and reupholstered it. So that is also an option. You can keep that width then, but then lose the height, which is going to make things better. So let's look at horseback and kind of get you some tips, because I also think that perhaps if you're struggling with the box, you might just be struggling with what the exercise is. Okay. So first of all, it's on one heavy spring. If you are on weighted springs, balanced body, I typically would say one red, though green can be a little bit hard on a peak. You can go between a medium and a heavy. It really just going to depend. I know I just said one heavy spring, but one green spring can often be too much, especially if your straps are short. So the next thing I want you to look at is your straps. So again, you can be on a non-classical reformer and do this. You can actually take your ropes, make them longer. Look at where my loop here is 1 inch in front of the shoulder rest. That's what you want your ropes to be. So where the handle hooks is 1 inch in front of the shoulder rest. It's really going to help you get more into your center. And then drop your risers. I would do this for any exercise you're doing, to be completely honest, but especially if you're doing a classical exercise on a non-classical reformer, drop your ropes, lengthen your straps. You're going to love them more. All right, so then You straddle your box. Something to note is that it is a parallel exercise. So I see a lot of people do it like this and then wonder why it doesn't feel good. So it's a parallel exercise. So I often like kind of even internally rotate a little bit because as soon as I get up, it kind of goes more parallel. And last thing to say about this is you're not supposed to go slow to get it. I know a lot of people want to go slow to keep all the control, but really I want you to move. Horseback is basically, think of it as the end of the year test for your spine stretch forward and your teaser. It's kind of letting us know where you still have work to do at summer school, okay? So squeezing the box, hands here, we're gonna point the feet. Maybe the hips lift, but the hips only lift because I squeeze the box so much. And then because my straps are meeting me in my center and not at my shoulders, I'm free to move my arms, flex the feet, have a seat, okay? So if your box is mean to your inner thighs, grab a pad, okay, put them on the inside. And then the other thing is, the more muscle you use, the less the box can hurt. If you're just trying to squeeze from your knees or your ankles or you're externally rotating, it's not going to feel so fun. So I kind of get those inner thighs on, glutes on, and then it's 3 reps. So you're not here forever. The pain is not, it's only momentary. And then you come. Now, eventually, you want to be able to go from a round back to a tall back, right? So something I'm working on with my horseback is to do a few of these circles. And then on the last one, lift it up and try to lift up into a tall back with my butt up, which it's not really, but we try. So again, can you do horseback on a non-classical box? Absolutely. Do you need to keep some things in mind? Yes. A recap of those things for those of you who just joined me. Drop your risers. Lengthen your straps. All right. Put it on a medium to a heavy spring. The riser being dropped, the strap being lengthened is going to put this in your center. Sometimes we want to blame the equipment when really we haven't had the setup correct. And then lastly, is horseback in your practice yet? It might not be, and that's okay, right? It's also okay for you to practice this on the one-to chair or the ladder barrel first. And more importantly, all of that is we're not here to check a box in our Pilates practice. We are here to see what Pilates is telling us about what our body needs today. And so if you use horseback to tell you what your body needs in your practice, you're gonna have a lot more fun. If you like to practice being curious in your Pilates practice, that's what OPC is all about. OnlinePilatesClasses.com. It is a space where myself and other teachers remind you to replace what you can't do yet with what you can. We help you see how the different exercises connect together. And we also give you feedback on your forum while giving you community and accountability. We have a private members only Facebook group. We're not on Facebook anymore. We have a private members only group in the app. Woo! That is so exciting to say. This is the first time I'm saying it live clearly. It's so cool. So you can come in there, get accountability, get community, get feedback on the questions you have for your personal practice. So go to onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube to try us out. Or if you're watching this before June 1st and 2nd of 2024, come to summer camp. Come see what it's like to just have some fun nerding out. You do not have to be a Pilates teacher to come. You do not have to have equipment to come. There are mat classes, there's reformer classes, there's mat workshops, there's reformer workshops, there's a chair class, chair workshop, tower class, and me on the ladder barrel. I'd love to see you at opc.me/events. Thank you so much. Any questions you ask us on this channel, we answer on a live on Sundays. Unless you're an OPC member, you get to ask us in the members only group on the app. I need to say that one more time because it's so exciting. Have an amazing day.